Hello everyone. In the last lecture, I discussed about BJT as an amplifier. So, in this lecture series 2, I am discussing about a transistor as a switch. So, when we are using a transistor as a switch, as I already discussed, when the transistor will act as a switch, it may be an on switch or off switch. So, I already discussed. So, whenever if you take a saturation region, that is, we have the transistor will be having these four regions. Among that four regions, we have saturation region, active region, inverse active region, cutoff region. So in the active region, the transistor will be acting as an amplifier. So in saturation region and cutoff region, so you can make a transistor to act as a switch. So in the case of cutoff region, the transistor will be acting as an off switch. In saturation region, the transistor will be acting as an on switch. So how? So by making emitter junction and collector junction forward biased, then when we make emitter junction and collector junction forward biased, at that time the transistor will go to the saturation region and it will acting as an on switch. Similarly, when both the junction are reverse biased, the transistor will move to the cutoff region and it will be acting as an off switch. So let me see. So we already discussed about the active region where the transistor act as an amplifier. So here in this, here you can see the transistor has a switch. The switch will be having two states. The switch will be having two states, isn't it? So those two states will be, one will be on state, another will be off state, isn't it? So we will be having two state, one will be on and another will be off state. Okay, so whenever the switch is in on state, means the transistor, so I am representing as a T, so the transistor will be in an saturation region. When the switch is acting as an off, the transistor will be in cutoff region. Okay, so how? Let's see now. So here the first is, I told, first we'll going with an transistor has a switch. So when transistor is acting as a switch, that too has an off switch, we will be making the emitter junction. You can see the base emitter junction will be reverse biased and base collector junction is also reverse biased. Okay, when we make the base emitter junction reverse bias and collector emitter junction has a reverse bias, so what happens at that time? So your transistor will be acting as an open switch. So why it is acting as an open switch? Let us see why it will be acting as an open switch. So whenever I am telling the base emitter, okay, the base emitter junction is reverse biased. That is, the base emitter junction is reverse biased. So when we tell this, it is 0 or we are not giving any input. So here what happens? The VBE, so base emitter junction will be less than 0.7 volts because the input, that is base, will be grounded. When the base is grounded, so grounding point is nothing but 0 volt. So the 0 is less than your VBE. So it is an cut-in voltage which is required in order to switch on your transistor. So we have only 0 volt. Okay, so when I make the base as ground and its potential is 0, whereas your VBE, so it is, you required 0.7 volts to switch on, hence we are giving 0 volt. So 0 volt is very less than 0.7 volt, hence your transistor will be in off state. Okay, so then the collector junction is also reverse bias. When this will be off state, the automatically the switch will be open. Hence, there is no current through the collector. Once there is no current through the collector, whatever you are giving, the supply, that is plus VCC, so that is directly going to the output voltage. Okay, so when this is going to the output voltage, V out will become equal to VCE or VCC. So that will be nothing but logic 1 in the case of digital circuit. So that means if we are giving plus 5 volts, so in digital circuits this will be represented as logic 1. So why we represent as logic 1? Because digital circuit, when we talk about digital circuit, so it will be having only two values, that is one is 0 and another one is 1. Okay, so this is why now the transistor will be acting as an off switch. Okay, next, the switch has another state. What is that state? That is on state. So in order to make transistor has an on switch, we will be making the base of the emitter or base emitter junction will be forward bias, and also the base collector junction is also forward bias. When this is forward bias, the transistor will be acting as a closed switch. Why it is so? When you are giving some input to this V in, and this EV input should be greater than your 0.7 volt. What is your cut in voltage? So when the V in is greater than 0.7 volts, then your transistor will be acting as a closed switch. When this is acting as a closed switch, so whatever you are giving, so this will be going to a ground and it will be acting, the V out will be 0. So this is why, so now the transistor will be acting as an on switch. Okay, so from this transistor is fully on. So let's see about the condition in cutoff region and saturation region. So I already told, whenever we are talking about a cutoff region or saturation region, so if I draw an characteristic, VI characteristics for an CE amplifier, so this is my DC load line and somewhere it is joining, and this is the saturation. I can call this as an I saturation. Okay, so here the current or here the high current is I, but the voltage is what? It is 0. There is a voltage drop, and here the current is 0, and this region will be calling it as cutoff region. This point will be called as cutoff region, and this is called as a saturation region. And this part between saturation and cutoff region, it is called active region. So first is conditions in cutoff region. So conditions in cutoff region means we already know that transistor will be both the base emitter junction and a base collector junction will be reverse biased. So it is not a forward bias. When both the junction will be reverse biased, it means there is a 0 volt to the base. Okay, whenever there is a 0 volt to the base, so we already discussed this, whatever you are apply VCC, that is your VCE or that is your V out. This is how you will get this. Okay, so next is condition in saturation region. So in saturation region, base emitter junction will be forward bias and base collector is also forward bias. So if I apply an KVL, so how? Just see this figure. Okay, so this is my transistor. So when it is, this is the collector part and it is RC, and the current flowing through this will be IC, isn't it? So here at this point, this will be plus VCC in order to on your transistor, and this is your base, and this is your, as you know, collector and emitter, and this part will be the VCE. This is VC. If I apply KVL across this, let's start from here, and it is grounded over here. So what is the equation? So it will start from here. So plus VCC. So plus VCC, the current is going, and what the entering point will be taking as a positive. So it will be positive, going for from positive to negative, and it will be minus IC into RC. Next, here it is positive and here it is negative. So we are applying from positive to negative. Again it will be minus what? Minus VCE. So finally it is going to ground. So it's equal to 0. Okay, if I rearrange, I am writing for IC. If I rearrange this, it will become, so I am writing it for saturation, right? So I will be writing it as I saturation. Okay, so if I rearrange this equation, it will become VCC minus VCE by RC. It will be RC. This is what? This is the equation. This is what we got the equation. So this is for an what? IC saturation. Okay. So next, in the next part, you can see I have to get an minimum value for an base current. So minimum value for the base current means, as you already know, for an CE amplifier, so you know the formula IC equal to beta IB. If you rearrange that formula, it will become IB equal to IC over beta. Or else, you already know the beta is an current gain, isn't it, for an CE amplifier. So gain is nothing but it is the current gain, and it is output current over input current. So what is your output current? It is always, it will be IC in the case of CE amplifier. So I am taking for a saturation region, so I am mentioning it as a IC saturation. So then input current is nothing but IB. I am giving input through the base. So now if you rearrange for an IB, so you will get this formula. Okay, so here always the IB should be greater than IB min, such that transistor is saturated. So next is, so this is about how the transistor will be acting as a switch. So the next is, next concept, transistor to switch on or off the LED. So by using the same, the transistor, you can see the transistor is connected with an base resistance, collector resistance along with one LED. Okay, so then the emitter junction is grounded over here. So here, whenever I'm giving a supply of 9 volts, so whenever this switch is open, when this switch is open, so whatever you are giving the voltage will not enter. So when the this current is not going through an base current, so base, then what happens? This base terminal will be open circuited. When the transistor will be reverse biased and the base, this will be acting as an open switch. So hence there will be no current, because when there is no base current, there will be no collector current. Hence LED will not glow. So suppose if I make the switch to be closed, if I make the switch to be closed, at that time the current flows through the switch and through the base resistance, and it will reach the transistor. So then when you will get then base current IB, so you will get the collector current. As you know, this is an CE amplifier. So IC is equal to beta IB. Okay, so when you get an base current, then you will be getting the collector current. If the base current increases, collector current also increases. If this decreases, this also decreases. So based on the base current, hence the collector current will be flowed and LED will glow. This is how transistor to switch on and off the LED. Okay, so next concept is the lamp. So as per now, we discussed about transistor as a switch, then transistor to switch on or off LED. Now to switch on or off a lamp in a power circuit using a relay. So this is the circuit. You can observe this is the transistor. Okay, so the base of the transistor is supplied with an 5 volt. So this 5 volt is considered as on or the logic 1. This 0 volt analog is off, or in the digital it will logic 0. Okay, so then this is a relay. Why we will be using the relay means in order to isolate the DC from AC. You can observe here I am giving the DC supply and here I am giving AC supply. In order to isolate DC from AC, I am using a relay. So my question is, the transistor 2, this transistor has to operate the bulb. So you have to, the transistor has to switch on or off the bulb using this relay circuit. How? Let's see. So inside the relay we'll be having one coil, magnetic coil, and along with an contact. Okay. So first I'll be giving 5 volts to the transistor. So when I give 5 volts to the transistor, so when you give 5 volts to the transistor, this 5 volt will be greater than the 0.7 volt. So then when it is greater than 0.7 volt, automatically this will conduct and it will be acting as a closed switch. So IB will be increasing, then the collector current is also flowed. When the collector current is flowing, it will reach the coil. So because of the basic principle, so magnetic field will be created. Because of the magnetic field in this coil, it will make the contact, this contact to close. When this is closed, when this becomes unclosed, so whatever you are supplying 240 volt AC supply, so that will be flowed across the contact and it will make the bulb to glow. Okay, so when the transistor is given with an 5 volt supply, this is how the transistor can switch on the bulb. Suppose in the next I will be making the transistor with a 0 volt, means I am making this base to be grounded. When the base is grounded, so the base is less than 0 volt. It is less than the normal 0.7 volt. Hence, the base will be reverse biased. Hence, there is no base current. There is no base current. There is no collector. And the coil which is charged, so it will suddenly start discharging. So, this will be discharging. At that time, what happens? This contact will be open. So, the contact will be open. Automatically, whatever you are giving the 240 volt, so that will not supply to this bulb and the bulb will be goes to an off state because often there is no connection. But you have the question, why we need this diode and why we need this 12 volts. So why? Because suddenly if you give 0 volt to the transistor, so what happens? This will start discharging. At that time, the current, reverse current, should not harm or should not damage the transistor, and it should be flowing through another path. So that will be given with an diode. This is a freewheeling diode. So that will be, instead of going to a transistor, it will be went through the diode. So that will make isolate the transistor and it will not harmful to the circuit. So when you give with the 0 volt, automatically the bulb will be going to off. So this is how we can switch on or off a lamp in a power circuit using a relay. Okay, so this is about a transistor to switch on or off a lamp.